Hello, friends. Welcome once again to Isolation Libations. This is episode number 59. I'm Joey Joyce. I'm your host. We make cocktails every weeknight to pair along with the music of Brian Chartrand on his Happy Half Hour, facebook.com/Brian Chartrand Music. Now, if you've been watching, I've been hanging out with Brian in Phoenix, and we had some fun making some pina coladas, some martinis, but I had to get out of town for a little bit. I needed some wide open spaces, so I am up here in a semi-undisclosed location in northern Arizona, somewhere between Sedona and Flagstaff. So this today is truly an isolation libation because I am truly isolated. This is not like campground with little signposts and bathrooms. None of that. No, we're out here in dispersed camping out in Forest Service land. So I got a lot of space to myself. You can see my humble abode for the night over there, and this is I guess my living room and the hammock. And so this is going to be a simple rustic cocktail, calling it the FSR 535. That might sound like a weird name, but it's short for the Forest Service Road 535, which is the road that I am somewhere on. Let's just say that. So of course I brought along some bottles with me. We still got to make some drinks. We'll see about service, so that if this is able to post in a timely fashion or not, but we shall see. So, camping, right? What do you think when you're camping? Well, if you're drinking and you're camping, beers maybe, sure. Whiskey, man, you gotta have some whiskey. And this right here, I was so stoked to find in Arizona. Heaven Hill, just a basic Heaven Hill. Come on, man, it's mellow and smooth, charcoal filtered. Now this is just the 80 proof one. If I could have found the 6-year, the green label, which I believe they're not making anymore, I want more of that. I love that. This, along with like Heaven Hill, or it's made by Heaven Hill, Evan Williams, same family. This is my favorite, like, lower shelf bourbons. When you want just a bourbon that tastes like a bourbon and it's gonna cost you like $10, this is what you find. So I haven't seen this since I was in Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm really stoked to find this, and it's perfect for out here. I mean, it tastes like bourbon. So vanilla, caramel, vanilla, caramel, toasted oak, and that's kind of it, and alcohol. But it's a really, why am I making this stuff up? Excuse me. Yeah, it just tastes like good bourbon. It's not super complex. It's not gonna like blow your socks off. But I'm telling you, you find another spirit that you can buy for like $7.99 that tastes as good as this does, and it's not gonna like wreck you and give you a crazy hangover or anything like that. I mean, don't drink the whole bottle now, but I love it. I love these old school brands and labels, bottles. It's not fancy. It's not saying something. It is something that is not. That made sense. Anyway, so you had to have some old school, classic American whiskey when you're camping in the good old US of A. Now, it's very dry right now. It's very hot. No campfires, but you're camping. You want some campfire, right? So the Ardbeg, using the Ugadal. Again, you could use the 10-year. I would probably recommend that if you had a fully stocked bar. This is the only peated Isla Scotch I have with me, so this is the one I'm using. But again, the Ugadal, I normally wouldn't use it in cocktails. It's just too fine on its own, but you use what you have. Now this has got incredible campfire aromas. It does have the peaty little iodine, but it is more, a little more like charcoal, burnt wood to me. And there's a little bit of sweetness in there as well. Man, some coffee, some dark chocolate. This thing is freaking killer. So this is going to provide my smoke for my campfire tonight, since I will not be having a physical campfire. And then if you look around, I'm surrounded by pine trees. we're kind of getting up into like on the Kaibab Plateau. Where are we in the Coconino National Forest? So a little higher elevation, kind of past high desert, into starting to get some pine trees. So I'm not going to eat the tree, but I do want to taste that delicious pine. So all right, here we go. Brian, he's been trying to help me. Zerbens? I would say Zerbens, but it's like Zerbens. Sorry, I got to work on my German. But anyway, this is a stone pine liqueur from the Alps, from Austria. Yes, every time I hear Austria, I want to say, good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie, but that's Australia. That's from Dumb and Dumber. I'm not an idiot. I know the difference. But this, again, this too, beautiful pine resin. Nice little, there's a sweet up front, but it finishes kind of bitter too. I'm not using any bitters for this cocktail, so this is going to add a little bit of that bitterness to the drink. This is really just like a whiskey on the rocks with like a little bit of something else, a little extra smoke, a little bit of that piney herbal flavors. This is not a complicated cocktail. I've never made it before. Just came up with the proportions like 30 seconds before I started this. So, but all three of these things are delicious. So I know they're going to go well together. I'm not too concerned. My car is parked. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm going to make myself a tasty, tasty cocktail. Now, this is going to be on the rocks. So I'm actually just going to use my lovely Sertoto Copper Company shaker tin. This is the smaller half of my shaker. I'm going to use it for my glass because copper has magical healing health benefits. And it is like a disinfectant. COVID can't live on it. I'm not a doctor, don't take my medical advice, but it's a very sanitary surface and it's a great to drink from. So I'm going to use this. And I'm not going to go through the steps of stirring in a separate vessel, pouring it in. I only have a little bit of ice left, so it's going directly in here. I do have ice in here, but it's starting to melt. So without further ado, so I don't talk too much more, let's get this thing going. So the Zerbens, I gotta work on that. I never studied German, so cut me some slack, man. I'm trying. I'm gonna go 3/4 of an ounce. I think that is enough for it to stand up to the bold whiskeys that we're doing, but still give enough, a nice little accent note in there. The Ardbeg, the Ugadal, 3/4 of an ounce as well, so equal parts. I'm thinking these guys will stand up to each other. So right now we're at 1.5 ounces. And again, I usually will build my cocktails to about 3 ounces. So that means I have 1.5 ounces left. So that's how much I'm going to use of the Heaven Hill old style bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So 1.5 ounces. Because like I said, this is really just like a whiskey on the rocks with a little something extra, just a little bump more flavor. I don't want to get too fancy. I'm camping, man. All right, so since I've never made this drink before, the FSR 535, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little taste before I commit to adding the ice. Yeah, that's good. So the nice kind of base of just a little bit sweet, a little vanilla, a little toasted oak of the bourbon. Then you get that underlying back end of the smoke from the Ardbeg, and then a little touch of sweetness from the Zerbens, as well as that herbal note. And it seems really balanced, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. You taste all three, but not in a discordant way. They're playing together real nice. So let's take these grubby hands and get this block of ice. So a big block of ice, if you got, plop that in there, and I'll give it a little stir again with my Sertoto Copper Company copper spoon. So these guys, Sertoto Copper Company, I know I'm always shouting them out, but really, it's awesome. So if you watch the episode where I was paddling, treading water, trying to keep up on my paddleboard, I lost my jigger. I think somehow in the transfer from the dock to the paddleboard, the jigger toppled over and is at the bottom of a lake in Arizona. And they were super, super nice enough to say that they're going to send me another one. So check out Sertoto Copper Company. They really do make fine products. Like, that sounds so cheesy. Fine products. No, it's just, it's heirloom stuff, right? It's copper. It's going to last forever. Take care of it. You won't have to buy another one again. So it's just cool stuff. And like, don't waste your money on junk that breaks. Get some classy, good stuff that's good for you and it's cool. And that's it. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, no, I wouldn't change anything. So cheers, everybody. That is your FSR 535. Happy whatever night it is that this goes up and whatever night you're on. Remember to check out Brian Chartrand's music on his Happy Half Hour on Facebook.com/Brian Chartrand Music. Weeknights at 5 o'clock p.m. And wish me luck for a peaceful sleep out in the woods. All right, take care, y'all. We'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao, ciao.